Who said we had to start an end your day with Quick Trip? Or does Quick Trip say it?
I just said it. Just it's what we've been doing.
Oh, I thought maybe that was the commercial. You're saying you just created one.
Yeah.
You got to start and end your day with Quick Trip. In fact, I usually taste it and stop drinking it, but I'm drinking this whole thing. What are we doing? Welcome back to Bissell Maple Farms YouTube channel. I'm Nate. We got Zach, Jess, Danny. We're gonna go taste some syrup this morning. We're gonna go see our friends at A&M Maple, bring some syrup in. We have a little experiment we want to run as long as the FedEx guy cooperates. So we ship something up here that we're hoping to use to do a little testing. Speaking of testing, probably should dust off that old TC meter. What do you think? Dust off the old TC meter and check some color today. But that's kind of the plan. More maple. More maple. Anyways, thanks for stopping by. Catch you at the end. Hey there, polar bear. What do you think?
Perfect.
What do you think there, polar bear? Got your Merce?
Yep.
He's got his Merce. Look at this crew.
Twinning.
You guys are twinning a little bit.
Feels like a good night for a fish dinner.
Yes, it does.
We need oil.
Yep. Breadcrumbs.
Oh no, the
Air compressor's running already. Good morning, good morning. Guys are on it already. How you guys doing this morning? I'm Nate.
Scott.
Nice to meet you, Scott.
I'm Chase.
Chase, I'm Nate. Nice to meet you. You got one up here?
Yeah.
Which one's this one?
That's Brantley.
Brantley, I'm Nate. Nice to meet you, dude. I like you're checking things out over here. Chase, do you help make this syrup, man? Do you? Are you a baseball player?
Yeah.
Well, did you play travel ball? No? Little League?
Minors.
Are you in the minors? All right. What position?
Pitcher. Catcher.
Nice.
Sometimes first base.
Nice. Three most important positions. Especially at that age. What are you doing, Jess? Are you working?
Yep. Working today.
Where'd Zach go?
He's over here.
Oh, he's working too.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta leave. I have to get on the clock here soon.
Listen, go ahead and grab them off. I think that's what we need.
A what?
Yeah, you know what it
Say
is.
a Bob?
M-O-P. Mop.
Mop. I thought you said Bob.
Thing you leave.
You know,
Where is it?
don't worry, we'll help you find one.
When you
I got it.
when you can climb.
This is Brantley.
Yeah, I met Brantley. Brantley's helping out, huh?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, you're both working? What are you guys doing out here? So Zach's checking bricks. Density. Putting his hand over it in case the UV lights from the
65
sun does something.
It won't read.
They won't?
Yeah, I already found that out.
Huh.
It won't read.
You don't slurp test, huh?
I do not. Especially on somebody else's
Equipment?
Yeah.
This is Holcomb. This is from Holcomb, Wisconsin.
You want to get a taste of that?
I do.
Tastes good. Just now the clock's ticking on.
Yep, and it's warm. No, that's pretty cool, actually. Grab a little sample.
This one's gonna be good. All right.
Add based on the date.
No, just on that, and then based on it's in a little 30-gallon keg.
Good stuff. So I got to tell you a story. A story about Fred and Nate's adventures. So this is a story about late nights working at the Sugar Works with Fred. See, I had some men work with me that they never left my side. I mean, we would work all night, and you know, as I've gotten older, I have no idea. I think Fred and Cheryl are superhuman. It's my only answer. They just can work and work and work. And Fred will work with anybody. Stick with the 20-year-olds. I think Fred's 70, 75. He's been working with me for 15 years, and yeah, he'd keep right up with anyone. So The story goes, we were bottling some syrup, and it was 4 grades of syrup in a 4-pack, and you needed all 4 colors. So, especially with golden, it gets temperamental. So we would typically blend all the golden syrup the night before production. And so we would run day shift, second shift, and then we would have to, dump drums. And Fred and I would use this dump cart. So it'd strap around the drum, and it would electrically lift up, and then we would dump it into a sap tank. And we would repeat this process over and over. But every time I would pull the bung off, I'd set it down on my cart before I checked the grade and the color was okay. Then I would turn around, I would start dumping the drum, and then I'd turn around and I'd lick that, well, it is a bung. I'd lick that bung, and because I wanted to taste the syrup. And I'd get in at 20, 25 of them things, and the next thing you know, there was no syrup on any of the bungs. I'm like, what the heck's going on? 3, 4, dry as a bone. I look over and Fred's laughing. As soon as I turned my back, Fred would lick that thing clean and set it right back down. So, anytime I see someone licking one of them things, Fred tells everybody he French kissed me. Yeah. Is that it?
I can open it up and see.
It's pretty open already.
Yeah, it is.
With him, that's normal.
There it is. We got it, Zach. Let's assemble this bad boy.
I will leave you to it.
Sweet. Why are we doing this experiment, Zach?
So that we can find out if we're darkening
In transit?
or if it's just not mixing enough in transit or from
Just giving Andy more work.
Yep.
Just giving Andy more work.
I was noticing that these are off, and I'm like, I also thought about what if we, what we used to suck out the barrels, what if we just do the same thing in the tote and pump from the bottom up, if that would put enough air to circulate it?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
We've tried it. Is that 40 pounds of torque?
Precisely.
Are you just giving her assessment of the Chinese tote mixer?
I anticipate those
You don't think that we're gonna have enough
ring blades that are
paint mixers?
swing wings.
So is it from wish.com?
Was it?
So was this from Wish?
Wish? Is that
It's just like a really cheap website where you buy a bunch of crap.
no.
I know.
No, Taylor bought it, not my fault. But I gave the okay because I'm like, this is kind of what we need, and I wanted air.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just really want to test it.
Okay.
But we can also grab a press wrench and bring it back. We're really just looking for an American air chuck.
Yeah.
This is not.
It is not American.
This is Zimbabwe, I think. You coming?
Yep.
Is there enough room?
Sure. Oh, you can stand on the back.
I am not doing that. We got Danny up here too. Run into the shop.
Riding it back to the golf cart
You've done this before.
many times.
I had one of these on a golf course going this fast.
This thing's a gas engine, isn't it?
There's probably no governor on it.
Nope.
Swing around. See if we can loose. Loose, Dan.
You hear me, Nate? There's probably no governor on it.
Governor.
Governor.
Governor, New York. Have you ever gone through Governor, New York with me, Zach?
Maybe.
You'd remember.
You remember? Governor.
Governor. He kind of told you where it was, huh? Oh, it's labeled?
Yeah, he's.
Yeah, dude.
Man.
That's what you need, one of them guys. Anything else? Oh, we need a steel crescent wrench. That's it.
Sure, it would be here.
The Swedish nut lathe. That's Jess's
Vice grips.
crescent. That's Jess's right
Big
there.
one.
Yeah, grab that
They're
guy.
gonna be fine.
Yeah. That'll do it. This is Jared Bailey calls it a Swedish nut lathe. A little bit hot for you, huh, buddy?
You want to ride too?
I definitely want to test some of the totes we did yesterday.
Yeah.
We got to get this TC meter out. The whole point of coming here is to show the mixing.
Yeah.
And I know it's going to be a pain in its butt, but the reason that we picked this one is you can pump while you're mixing
Yeah.
because there's space.
Yeah.
One of the reasons we like this is we need to segregate the amber from the dark. And you cannot mix syrup with just pumping drums in. It just doesn't work. Even temperature changes will create stratification. So hot syrup, cold syrup, it'll be like a black and tan. So this is the toilet paper roll, goes on the outside. Anybody else who puts the toilet paper roll this way is a monster. The truth is, goes over the outside. And then you take whatever it is, I put it in my left hand, I hold it, and then I spin both of them actually. Get my thumb on the back, and then it really only takes like 1 or 2 wraps. And then pull. I try to do it the same way, and that's so the threads won't go the wrong way. There's a lot of frickin' Teflon tape in this thing. We also should bring in an empty tote so we're not monkeying with whatever he's working on. Like just grab one from the outside. Or maybe we'll just set it up, start mixing, you know?
Yeah.
What'd you think about YouTube and the fact that it's going to double by 2027? In 2 years.
I've heard that before.
You have? Content creation's doubling.
Well, I heard it was like a year ago. So you were listening to Sean Cannell.
Mm-hmm.
That guy was he's like head of Think Media,
Yes.
and that was the previous YouTube course that I took a year ago.
Gotcha.
And
Now I should just do it the other way. I'm gonna bring it around.
and back then they were saying that it was going to triple in the next 5 years, like last year.
Fastest growing small business in America.
Yep.
I gotta get one more Swedish nut lathe joke here. This is the Swedish nut lathe. Or, and what we call it at Bissell Maple Farm, is our metric wrench. See, that thing comes back around to the top. It's threading in really easy. What do you think, right there? That way it's not directly under this. Real easy to get to. All right, Jack, grab the other side.
Not bad.
It's kind of a 1-2 guy thing. Short ways, long ways. I don't know, not a skinny bit. Don't stretch it.
Yeah.
We're gonna probably have a half-inch of like, right? Maybe a quarter.
Probably.
Ask
I
me.
heard that.
What's that?
What were you going to ask me?
To use your short little arms and try to reach
Sorry,
across.
I had another project.
That's probably perfect. The whole idea is to be able to fill this and mix at the same time. That's why we bought this design. So we want to actually have it off center so you can put your hook, your hose in there.
Oh, you did the edge.
What's that?
You did the end.
I am.
I got a little bit of time.
You got a little bit of
Space right there.
You have space?
Yeah.
Over 77.
Okay.
So we left room. The reason we got this one was so you could fill while you're
I
mixing.
got it.
Got it.
Thank you.
So
Hopefully they could get the holes in there.
yeah, you could go this
Yeah,
way.
I think we can set up now. That's probably.
What going?
He's coming in from this side. So he's not whipping it all the way around here.
I got you.
So,
You think it will stretch that
right
far?
test. Oh, yeah.
There we go. Just always put it right in the sack plate. That's what you do. Yep. Give her a whirl.
Yeah, it's all on you.
No, man. Just turn that little knob.
Oh,
Just tighten it.
That's it.
Did it work?
Done.
Did it actually reach? Looks like it's spinning.
It's swirling.
It's quiet. I don't even think you need to run it that fast, to be honest with you. Variable speed drive.
It is.
Sounds like a little old John Deere tractor, doesn't it?
It does.
The hitting this engine.
That's not what I was expecting it to sound like.
What do you think it sounded like?
Be silent.
You did?
Yeah,
Yeah, this thing's quiet.
it is very quiet.
It's spinning actually still really fairly quick. You ever dropped this syrup on in the syrup?
Fred has.
Right at?
Yeah. And then nothing would work. We have no idea what brand it is. None. So, can't even recommend it because I don't know what it is. How about that?
How fast does it go?
Little, you might need a dryer. Time for a dryer, buddy.
There's no dryer. We gotta keep pumping though.
Oh yeah, we're good.
So, I know Scott's got it going.
Yep. Throws it right up there. Flips the switch, and away it goes.
51 pounds. It should be 48, 49.
All right, so this tare weight says 48 pounds, but what do we got in here? Is there something in here? Is that DE or sugar sand? Can't really tell. Are you saying this drum has, it's DE is what you're saying?
D in the bottom.
Okay, so how much does the drum weigh with the DE?
51. So there's only a couple pounds in there.
Okay, it's only 51 pounds.
But that's
Now you've seen drums that have an incorrect tare weight, correct?
incorrect tear. What's that?
I don't think it's sticky.
Incorrect tear. Sugar crystals. D.
What's the weirdest thing you've seen in a drum? Have you seen a rag yet?
Red.
A rag.
Seen a rag.
You haven't seen a rag yet? What's the weirdest thing you've seen in a drum?
I mean, I've seen plenty of retains bottles.
You've seen what?
Glass.
You've seen cuvettes?
Like little cuvettes in there.
Oh, the square ones. You've seen bottles, the square ones in there?
You get that? Cats and like some glass bottle caps too.
I got you.
Yeah.
So you're saying, hold on,
Yes.
you've seen these in the drum, or the caps.
And then usually just caps from actual bottles, not even these.
Zach, if you were going to train somebody on how to keep a retain with this bottle, what would you tell them?
How to take a retain?
How do you properly take a retain?
The glass needs to be warm.
So how would you make that glass warm?
Leave it on top of whatever's hot for a while.
Or sometimes pour syrup in it, hot syrup,
Yeah.
like 3 times. Just
Yeah.
dump it out until the glass is hot.
Yep.
We see this a lot where a farmer will use this. They'll put a sample in, right? And they won't heat the glass. So the sample is not even accurate, right? So we learned the hard way that if we don't heat these retain bottles up and our customer says, hey, something's wrong with lock code such and such, And there really isn't anything wrong, but if your sample bottle that you keep as a retaine's bad, what do you tell your customer? You have no, like, yep, we got moldy sample bottle. All right, we're running our experiment. So, I was wrong. This was not the $3,200 one. This was $830 delivered.
I could swallow that better.
Yeah, I was wrong. We looked at so many. Like, this is only $830. Looks like it's mixing pretty good. It's got a good little agitation. What would you say you're running at about 25%?
This?
Yeah, about.
This running wide open right now.
Is this wide open? Okay.
The thicker syrup.
I got you. This is a 1 horsepower motor.
This is the one that I think is pumped today, right?
This is today, yeah.
And then this one was in the cooler.
That was in the cooler.
So which ones, like, where are we at? You guys are already way ahead of me.
This is the first one. We just started.
Did you check top of it?
Check top.
So we checked the color on top of this. How long have you been mixing?
3 minutes.
Why are you gonna make a graph and do like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, so you know where the breaking point is?
I'm gonna do 5 minutes. 5 minutes and then do 10 minutes.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to grab an early one.
Not like right now.
Yeah, just let's find out where it is, you know. I always like things over time, you know. I love experiments, Andy.
Yeah.
I do. I like data. Isn't there, like, in the maple industry, like, people are supposed to do this?
Do data?
Like, you know, testing and stuff.
I think maple is such a. It's not like dairy. There isn't a big association.
Right.
Association, but there's not like. We have the milk marketing board. There isn't the maple marketing board.
Right.
To do research.
But I don't know if this is marketing. I mean, the video itself is marketing.
Anyway, but you got. But they're not sticking a lot of money in there. You have the university.
Yeah, this would be something like how to properly mix large volumes of syrup for uniformity. Sounds like a white paper, Zach. I can see it right now. Zach Cortica, PhD, Maple Guru.
Dr. Maple.
Dr. Maple, they're going to call him. Dr. Z.
Okay, you can start the mixer again. I gotta get that.
So this is wide open. We can tighten those if you want. We just put them in so they were easy to take on and off.
I think they'll stay now. I'll just move that little bit there.
I got you. Oh, it's mixing at the top. Sounds like an old Beetle.
Maybe no coming.
Like the old German VWs and TDIs.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like a TDI.
It had some good. 31 this time.
31?
Yeah. So there was some lighter.
It went in the right direction.
Yeah.
So this started off as what?
20 on the top.
Ah,
Without mixing. Yeah.
The mix now is at 30.
so it's getting better.
Yeah. So I think it's just aerating the syrup makes it lighter.
That's what it. Oh, jeez, that's funny. That's funny. So we're gonna do this is the 5-minute check. Zach, I unplugged your watch this morning. Did you notice that? I had to. My earbuds were dead. Do you charge it overnight, or did you wear it overnight?
I charge it overnight.
You like your Apple Watch, don't you?
I do, yeah. I do. I like getting text, emails, and like notifications because a lot of the time I'm
Doing something
doing something and
Kind of like a headset.
yeah.
for phones.
Yeah, you know, you can at least you look and see if you see a message, but it's important not.
How about aeration? Is there any bubbles in there? Let's take a look at this. Let me look at a sample. I see like a water, different densities right there. You know the swirly things,
Oh,
like
yeah.
oil and water.
Yeah.
Let's check it out.
You can buy a cheaper not like what the for some reason I was thinking we're talking about this focusing on I guess it's worse.
It might be around the same.
And then I would do an extreme, like 1 hour.
1 hour.
Like something extreme to see. You did one right away, 5 minutes, and then do like something extreme to see if there's any change. Although as fast as it changed, like how fast do you think it's turning over in there? We don't know.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you guys about this. So Taylor wants to move our cancel working to
There's two.
We've got 2 moves now.
Getting lighter.
32.
Did you switch it already? I didn't even see you open that thing.
Oh, yeah, 32.
Still going up.
I have surf committed to do it.
Still getting magically lighter, Zach.
That kind of throws my whole
My guess is that it's probably not going to take too long
I already got my
just to mix it up.
But on this first one,
While you're pumping, it might, it'll be
but even faster.
that.
Yeah. You could almost, you might be able to move it as you pump the drums in. That's what you're saying. It's getting lighter, Andy.
What?
It's getting lighter.
Getting light.
Yeah.
I like this thing.
The maple stilt skin mixer.
I can buy a lot of berry dark now and make it lighter.
Right?
Is that all I would?
You might even improve the invert sugar too, How about that? So on this one, we're just gonna like run this one a silly amount of extended time to establish the max. Everything in science is extremes, right? We got to find out where the furthest out. Like if we mix it for an hour and it doesn't change, we kind of want to find where the point, so we can set a process up and say, all right, Andy, 5 minutes is all it takes. It's already an improvement. If we, how many minutes does it take to pump a tote full of drums? Yeah, like, okay, so if you had a bunch of drums ready to go in there, and you guys were pumping like you did today, how long did it take you to fill a tote with 5 drums? 20 minutes?
Like 2 or 3 minutes to drum. So 5 drums, 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
All right, so Zach's basically saying, hey, if it's mixing while you're pumping, it pretty much would do it.
Yeah.
So if you could figure out a way just to hook the nozzle right to the mixer.
If we can figure out how to get past, there's enough room to get in there past it.
Yeah. If it was stainless, I'd say tack weld the elbow right on there.
You can still weld them.
Well, what about if you connect it to the bottom and pump your syrup in?
Through the bottom. I think it's still a lot of
Too much risk.
every time you do
Yeah.
it.
Every time you unhook it.
And then if you got employees forgetting to shut the valve all the way and then it sits in there.
Have you had syrup on the floor yet?
There's piles of syrup.
Some whoops? We haven't had a big whoops yet?
The biggest whoops they had was Brian helped me out the other day, and we were pumping out of the tote into a different tote, and then he left the long end in, and he set the other one on the floor,
And it kept
and it
flowing.
max tightened.
Yeah, when you shut the air off on a diaphragm pump, it does not shut the flow off. This has been something, hey, by the way, nobody will ever remember that. You have to set your system up. You can tell people till you're blue in the face, but as soon as they shut the air off, they think that no more syrup will flow through there. So no, we like duplicate, triplicate. We got to cap everything.
Yeah.
And we've learned, right?
That's probably the biggest mess. I probably put 10 gallons all over the floor over there.
Mm-hmm. Did you take it out of Brian's pay?
We just scooped it back up on the stove.
All right, cool. All right, Zach, what data you got now?
Well, now we're going on 25 minutes, but I took a sample at 20 minutes, and it is the same as it was when it was 3 minutes.
So what we're trying to do is develop when do you pull it out, right?
Yeah.
When do you stop mixing? At this point, would you say 20 minutes it's mixed?
I would say it's not
changing.
changing.
So your time frame is what the first sample you grabbed, obviously there was a drum of dark in there, or very dark. At 3 minutes 31, 5 minutes 32, 10 minutes 32. So now we have 3 of the same.
Yep.
I'm pretty comfortable at finding out somewhere between 10 and 5 at this point. Like, we know extreme, it's good.
Yeah.
You're not going to have to run this long anymore.
Yeah.
But what would you say, 3, 5? You know, this almost guarantees.
Yeah. That
Because one of the risks is if somebody runs the mixer slower. Like, this is also you should know the mixer's running full go.
full speed.
And when he's running that air pump and that mixer,
Be a little lower.
it's going to be less RPM. So there's multiple variables. It's not just the time from sampling. It's this 1-horse motor is running with no other demand on the air compressor. When that hog starts pulling air, this may actually start doing this just because it's starving. You could have it all the way open and it's doing this. So you see the variables? We're trying to eliminate them.
Yeah.
But I would say we're ready to move this, don't you?
Yeah. I'd like to move to this one. This one we got at the top. We got 51.
I might have to stand up there and bend that back.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like it's gonna be just
Yep.
hanging there.
Hump,
Don't move too much though.
Humpty Dumpty. You're not going to be able to touch
Yeah.
both.
I'm gonna just rest on the lip of the.
How do you?
It's deep.
Well, honestly, you could take probably a pipe under that rail and just push it down.
I don't know how much we do that.
Oh.
Syrup's gonna.
We'll do it with the lid on.
Yeah.
All right, Andy, we need your help.
Mix the syrup together.
We're going to try mixing this one. He wants to mix this one next,
You want to mix this one too?
but we're going to have to probably bend these bars down so it'll touch.
If this sample is, if the sample on this one is around the same, well, this whole top is gonna be.
Well, I was going to jump up there and just stand on that,
Try it.
but I'm not as nimble as you young guys.
Try it. That it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This is farmer engineering. Don't put all your weight on it. That's better. A little bit better. All right. It's like a waterbed.
Yeah. How's that one?
It looks like you're making a shape. Step right on this guy here. This is going to go to a sap guy soon. Cool. I think this will work. Don't you?
Yeah, I'll just get it down.
I can't do that anymore.
Really?
I mean, you saw my clip from yesterday.
Yeah.
Shoot. That hurt.
I enjoyed that. More than I should.
It was funny.
Give me a collection. I said 125. What do you think about that price?
What did it go up to?
What's that?
125 for a tote that's been used for syrup.
Yeah. You know what? The sap guys. You want a tray? Here, hold on. You got a bucket? Hold on. I got you, buddy. Boom.
Where's your bucket at? I got all it. This is the one thing that's pretty cool.
Yeah. You're gonna have to get a stilts. Stilts.
Like I said, as long as it's on the tote, we got the weight.
This might be where you need those.
Yeah.
You know. It looks like it's rubber. It's not on this side.
Robin's racing.
There it is.
You want this guy turned in a little? Once you tighten yours, I'll tighten these.
Okay, just yours.
That's pretty cool. This thing's pretty cool.
This thing was nice.
I was surprised.
Happy?
You're good.
Did you get a sample out of here, Eddie?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Listen to that diesel run. What's going on with this cuvettes here? You got bargain cuvettes?
They're getting a little cloudy.
Yeah? How do you fix that? Throw them away?
Throw them away.
Yeah.
New box.
So how long, like this just happens from the water hardness, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of people will clean these up with nitric,
Oh, really?
little nitric acid. So the cleaner that we use for kettles, the clean stainless, we'll take that off.
Oh, that's
Yep.
Good to know.
Yep. You don't have to throw them away anymore.
All right. Good.
But dealing with nitric, is it just better to throw them away? When we get our lab tech a little bit more oriented, that's a good job for her. So a lot of people don't know this, but I typically try to get to every sugar house that reaches out and invites me to come for a tour. It's getting harder and harder. I try to. There's only so much time. But one of the things I do want to tell you, if you do reach out, I want to tell you up front, I never publicize something without you watching it first. This camera isn't live. I'm not live streaming. And sometimes something gets on there you don't want on there. You just know that you'll watch it before anyone else does. And if there's something you don't want in there, I take it out. But I do appreciate if people watch what we make. And I've only had maybe out of 100 and some videos, twice somebody asked me to pull something out, and I don't debate it. I just do it. Because it's their privacy. They're inviting me in to do something. I'm not trying to do harm, and I want to keep the credibility I have. I've never tried to intentionally harm somebody. Or even accidental, because I send it to them to watch. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not trying to put something in a video to do harm. What good would that do me? What good would that do the channel, our reputation? Everybody has the chance to watch it before it goes live. And eventually people just trust me and go, I don't need to watch it. So, yeah, I think that's important for you to know. So if you do reach out, I don't want to have this conversation 100 times, but maybe I'll have to. It doesn't matter. But I want you to know I'm trying to help, not hurt. All right, Zach Bo, what'd you find out?
This one is pretty steadily 51 or 52 so far.
What was the first test?
First test is 51. 3 minutes in, 52 now.
So this one may not change much at all.
This one might not change much at all. But Andy was explaining that
It was like 5 of the same drums from the same
guy.
same time frame in the season. I got you.
That's a way to look at it too.
Can you use this to bottle amber,
I can.
even though technically it's amber?
Yeah. Once I heat it and it goes into a bottle, it's 49.
Yeah.
That sounded like a trick question.
Oh, I was just, I'm testing him.
You would never do that.
Yeah, I know. We learned the hard way, though, haven't we? Responsible. So we are responsible for the grade in the bottle on the shelf. Not what you put in the bottle. It doesn't matter what goes in the bottle. It matters what the consumer buys. For some reason, there seems to be this idea that, well, if I put amber in it, it's amber. No. Whatever it ends up being is the grade. So what I think University of Vermont did a study. They bought, 50, 100 samples, and only half of the grades were right. And that's, producers are doing the old, well, if I put it in dark, and it turns out, I can just say, well, I put it in at dark. Nope. That's illegal, actually. But it's not a health and safety issue. No one's going to die from eating the right color or wrong color of maple syrup. That's why the Department of Ag in every state doesn't really care. But your credibility's at risk. So that's the only downside. You're not going to kill anybody. Good for you. You can use the old, well, I put it in at this color excuse. And believe me, I used that one at the beginning too. I'm not saying I'm immune to this. I did the same thing, but once you get bigger, people start picking on you a little bit more. And rightfully so.
Yeah, I think a lot of the reason for that was that we were ignorant to stack burn. We didn't know that the color changed in the bottle after it's been bottled.
Be specific about what kind of bottle.
Plastic jug.
Yeah. Do you see stack burn in glass?
Not typically, no.
No. Stack burn only occurs in plastic jugs. Yeah. So if you put syrup in a plastic jug that is this color, after it sits there, what's going to happen?
I mean, we've done, extensive tests on the inside of pallets, on the outside of pallets, top layer, middle layer, and it seems to be around like 3 to 5 points to drop.
Now, is it darker in the center? Does it drop more in the center? Because it's got heat.
It stays hot for longer. And
I gotcha. So you've tested everywhere in a pallet. It's not even darkening in a uniform manner. It's like the outside isn't as bad. So we take samples from all over the pallet to test ourselves, right? Interesting. It's interesting, right, Jess?
It is.
It's interesting, right? Yeah, yeah. Zach's taking us to school today, Andy.
Yep. One more.
We're learning.
And not bad. You don't even have to turn it off.
turkey basters,
Yeah.
all yellow. They
You like syringes.
got a little overflow there, bubble.
The only upside to a turkey baster is if the syrup level in the drum's low. But we use syringes all the time.
Yeah.
I like the syringe.
Yeah, 10 mil syringes for everything.
Small.
Small.
Oh, that's pretty slick. They're pretty clean. Yeah, I never thought of that.
Yeah, and then you get then you don't have this. Like, you put that in multiple drums, you won't have this residual syrup in there. It just cleans the whole thing out. This is the
But then you don't get a turkey baster quite right. You get the air bubble and it'll spit it back all over the top.
It's got a little squeegee on the inside.
Yeah. You're not wasting it.
Right.
want to go up to 70.
We think it's going to go up to 70.
Yeah, we got something here.
Yep, guys. Whatever that is, order 100 more of them.
Dude, this one turned off.
Overnight.
The maple stiltskin. I learned the hard way, if you put golden in and mix, it'll darken. It'll darken. Air will darken. Kind of like a banana or an apple gets oxidized. It's the same thing happens to golden syrup. Same?
53. So,
Getting lighter. What the heck's going on?
I don't know. It could be the cloudiness of it.
I got you.
So, like these ones might be a little more cloudy, less light passing through it.
Yeah, another 4 hours, it might be 100 TC.
Overnight.
I'd say it's going to be the same.
How's it taste? I got one I can taste.
Yeah, it's nailed.
Cool. That's freaking good. Whose is this? Made me giggle.
Scott.
Scott?
Yeah, Scott.
What's Scott's last name?
West,
What is it?
Westaby.
Westaby. Scott Westaby. That's some delicious syrup, man. It's very good. This, you make us look good, man. In fact, I usually taste it and stop drinking it, but I'm drinking this whole thing.
It's on camera.
What are we doing? It's the He-Man.
There you go.
Yeah, as soon as you start the camera, look at that. It comes right off.
Easy.
This is freaking good, Zach.
Yeah, that is right.
Try one? This is what maple syrup should taste like. These, doesn't matter. They're all the same. Oh, geez, yeah. It's good stuff.
Oh, yeah. That is good stuff.
It needs stilts. Oh, hey, that would have been bad. You know, you could shorten the shaft too if you wanted.
Nobody said that.
Well, I don't know. Do you think it'll affect the performance? You know, what we'll have to do is we'll have to come back out, let the fly back out,
Fly back out.
and bring our fishing gear this time. And we'll have to do the same test over again.
Before you start, let me get a sample.
There's the guy told me that was, yeah. Yep. Menthol, I heard. There, guy just smoking cigarettes. Looking over. They drank it, the butts kept falling in the syrup.
Oh,
So it was in there.
So the syrup tastes like menthol.
Oh,
Okay. I did not buy that. It didn't come here. That was just somebody telling me the story about it.
Do you know how much easier this will make your life, Zach? Having these uniform?
Oh yeah.
No more mystery totes.
Yeah. We should mark these ones that we tested.
I got you.
Here, we should mark these.
Yeah, uniform. So, like, oh yeah, so it's already done. Yeah, look at that. You're saving money already. Finance is happy.
Jody doesn't have to test the code.
We're gonna write those numbers down. You know, put a little air in there, buddy. Does that give you better traction? You can go under a bridge that way.
Yeah, I'm there and it will over.
Do you have side shifts? Other way. There you go.
I do not have a sidekick.
You don't?
I have no sidekick.
What's sidekick?
Oh, that hangs out with you all the time.
Oh, I got you. Where's the scale? In that convenient place right there behind the tote?
No, I've been meeting him open for the last 3 years.
Hey, Bear, can you mount that up there for me?
No, it only takes like 5 minutes.
I know. This sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's the scale down there in a convenient place you can read just from the forklift.
Can I mark on this?
Yeah, what it was. I'm gonna put 50%. Yeah, put right under grade.
As long as you put your initials on there.
I love how the front tires go down.
You're happy.
Yeah, buddy.
What was the initial color?
52.
52 initial, after 5 minutes, 48.
Sorry? No, I paid $300 now.
Oh my god.
So, he does all my, he done over my Facebook pages.
This is post stuff that sounds cute and logical, like cool and logical.
Oh, it's on my Facebook page. I just get in stuff. So like on my one Facebook page,
What do you guys check out? Like, you talk-
Boom.
I just started with it.
So you're thinking 50?
49.
I got you. All right, Zach, this one's cold.
Yeah, that's one the cold one. And these ones were varying temperatures.
Right.
The other two.
So this one's,
Hey, this one was pumped yesterday
yeah,
and sat in his reefer
in the cooler.
all night. Yeah.
Gotcha. So, and then the glassware might be throwing numbers off a little bit, but this is pretty dang, you know, that tells me you're 50.
Yeah.
You know, 49.
50, 49.
All right, Andy, let's talk about totes.
Hey,
How many years have you been doing the totes? Is this year 2?
year 2. Second year.
Advantages, disadvantages, like in general. We were trying to talk about it the other day, but the air compressor was running.
Yep.
What is the question that I wanted to ask? Has it been fair to the farmers?
Oh, it's been super fair. It makes them accountable for what is in their drums, and it allows them to see the conditions of their drums.
Can you give an example? When you say accountable for what's in the drum, what's that mean?
When a filter paper blows and there's 5 pounds of D in the bottom
Or more?
or more.
What's the most you've ever seen?
Probably last week. I think there was 20 pounds.
Yeah, it's like a,
Almost a half bag.
yeah.
It was a lot. There was a
Yeah.
lot in that bag. It was that thick in the bottom of the barrel.
And it happens.
Yeah.
But I don't think farmers are aware that sometimes the paper blows and they don't know.
The other one was rock candy. I've seen 15 pounds of rock candy in them.
Gotcha. And is that easy to get out of there, Zach? It kind of sucks, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, how do you melt that back down?
You just get it wet and drain it on the ground is what we do.
Yeah. We've seen that.
What causes that, guys? What causes it?
Is it over bricks? Over bricks and like
Yeah,
high invert.
but the density's too high.
Yep.
What else have you seen? That's a weird one.
Liner. A lot of liner breaking off in there. You know, chunks of the inside
Of the paint.
Yeah. The food grade liner. Some of them, they're missing huge patches, just like that.
So you're getting a little more iron in that, sir.
You're getting more iron. It does change the flavor of the syrup. We junk them. We make sure we mark them and we junk.
I got you. So you're able to look inside these drums and then show them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we look inside of them, check them. It's time to upgrade, find a different drum.
Would you say it would be worth it at this point for somebody to invest in stainless with the tote method you're running? Like,
If you're a big farmer and you're selling bulk, I would just buy totes.
or
You could buy stainless.
well, you said even you were just sending totes.
We're just sending totes to them. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're already selling to us and you know what you might want to sell to us, we'll just provide you with a tote. We did that with a few farmers this year.
How did it go
It
for
worked
you?
out really good. Typically when a guy brings me 15, car trailer load usually holds 15 drums worth of syrup, which is 3 totes. When someone brings that in, they back up to the dock. We unload them, we test them, we weigh, grade everything. It's going to take an hour. With
To do 15 drums?
to do probably 15 drums, maybe less. If
I
you're
got
really
you.
moving. We're all set up. By the time you talk and you do all these different things. With the totes, take the skid steer, scoop all 3 totes off, put on the dock, weigh them, grade them.
It's faster.
Probably 15 minutes.
So they're in and out quicker too.
They're in and out. Like during season, there was guys that were coming here buying supplies. And they said, just unload my totes in the front yard. I'll grab 3 more totes. I'm going to go back to the woods and keep making syrup. So we did that all season long. Just kept on giving them more totes.
Cool.
Put the totes in the dock, weighted, grade them, put them on their account.
That's cool.
The price of syrup wasn't set yet, so I just put last year's price on there. And then once the price was set for this year, I went back in there, changed the price, and everybody was good to go.
Cool.
So
Now, some of the things that have been said that are, I don't know, concerns that people have, whatever you want to call it. What do they call it when they're?
shrinkage?
Yeah, like was there was some words said by a lot of people or few people, then it gets spread like wildfire. Hey, the totes are negative because of what was it?
Well, the couple of things I heard are negative were, the totes breathe a little more, and then they have the potential of like aeration and spoilage because they're not hot packed and sealed. With putting them in the cooler, we haven't seen.
Have you seen anything like that, Zach? Have you
You guys
seen?
would be the ones to know.
Have you seen flavor degradation from using plastic totes?
No.
I mean, and who's that risk on anyways?
Probably be me at the moment.
Well, us,
Both
right?
of us, yeah.
Both of us, right? So that's interesting. So the farmers are worried about flavor degradation. Not their risk, but they are worried about it.
They're worried. The other thing too is that totes won't seal up when you hot pack them. You can't hot pack them. Well, we proved that wrong this year. We've hot packed a bunch of them right on the field, and I've talked to a few other guys that actually have been doing them, the totes, for a while, and they say they'll last a couple of years, 2-3 years.
No,
hot packed.
no kidding.
Yeah.
Man,
As
I'd
long
like-
as they're sealed up and sucked in. they'll be
Gotcha. What about, was waste an issue too?
fine. For what's that, inside the tote?
Yeah, like I'm talking about things that have been said to try.
On the drums themselves.
Yes.
Yes, you lose about 1 to 2 pounds of syrup, depending on how well it gets pumped out of there. So you lose 1 to 2 pounds of syrup, and let's say that's $4 or $5 worth of syrup at the end of the day per drum. For once, if your drum is not junk, you'll get your drum back. That's worth at least $50, $60 right there. So it's about 10 cents a pound by getting your drum back. And then the other positive about it is you get your drum back the same day. So instead of shipping your drum out, gets banged up in a semi, goes to a packager, they bang it around, beat it up, and then it comes all the way back here again. And then you don't come to pick it up right away, so it gets unloaded again, stacked in a pile somewhere. And by the time it gets moved 3-4 times, that barrel's just beat.
Gets beat up, yeah.
So, nice thing about it here is you bring it here, we pump it down, we wash it, we hand it back to you same day. You don't have to make a second trip to come back here to pick up that drum.
I got you.
And the quality of the drum is going to be better.
What did you guys think of their process? Like how much? Like were you shocked at how much they were doing?
Yeah.
Like it's the freaking
Very efficient, yeah.
yeah. They're getting it done.
Yeah, I can appreciate the teamwork that happens with the farmer. Like, I was impressed at how much they help you, and then how much everyone worked as a team to get it through.
done.
Yeah,
Yeah, most
even the kids.
Right? They were. Yeah.
Well, most of the time the farmers will help. 90% of them will. Mm-hmm.
That's
they'll
cool.
wash their drums. They'll move things around.
Oh, here's a good question that would help with that is, are you buying more or less syrup?
More.
So the people that have come and gone through this process with you, are they running around saying negative things, or are they basically pretty happy?
There was a little bit of pushback last year because they were worried about the 1 or 2 pounds of waste. But I think once they did the numbers and they actually looked at how the process works, it's been very favorable.
Gotcha. And then you've done a good job on talking to other buyers for us to say, hey, this is what I do. So you get best practices and ideas.
Yep.
And one of the things we do is share, the buyers can talk to each other. Like, we don't control information. We actually want them to come up with new ideas. I mean,
You probably talk to some of them once a month.
yeah, good.
Just back and forth. How's it going?
Yeah. Bissell bouncing checks again?
Yeah.
That's funny. What else?
Can't think of any other negative stuff on it.
What'd you think of the little mixer today?
It's different. That's neat. I guess in my mind, I like the idea that we can get a consistent test, so I can send that out, so I don't get any surprises if I tested it and I said it was 30, and then you guys tested it and said it was 20, and now we have to have the awkward conversation of,
Yeah. He's trying to plan production
Yeah.
based on what you send him, and then it comes in, it's a little off.
like the last load, we had some stuff that was way higher TC than it was 30 points difference. But we also had some syrup that came in that was super light, that was probably on the top.
Gotcha.
So, and as me is when we have employees and we gain more employees, needs to have some systems in place so that those numbers are consistent. I don't have to stand here and supervise every
Sample integrity is, we're using a little tiny, how much syrup are we using in that?
Each sample.
Like 10 mils?
10 milliliter.
Yeah, so we got a 10 mil sample representing lots of milliliters.
Yeah. But the thing is, too, is before we did the Tote method, we would have had to take the farmer's sample and base our entire pay schedule based on that sample. So how would you have paid that farmer today that I had you, if we would have went off those samples? The ones I took the samples of, and then you took
You're talking about the old mist systems?
Yeah,
The
like
little bricks.
the low bricks. Because when I took out of the samples, it was 61 bricks. But then when you tested them, it was closer to 65.
Also, syrup tends to be lighter in color when it's not as dense as it should be. Mm-hmm. Right? Because it's watered down, literally.
Yeah.
So when you water down syrup and then check the color, it does change it.
So I was going to dock him even more aggressive based on his samples. And then once we actually go into his sample jars and everything, it wasn't quite as aggressive.
Drums, yeah.
Yeah.
That's bad.
So, a lot of farmer samples are just not done properly.
Well, we talked about that today. We went through it. We had to learn some tough lessons ourselves.
So I like to be able to open the barrels, look inside. What are we actually working with?
Yeah. What else would be helpful? I think this is cool. Seeing the mixer and everything. That's good
No
stuff.
tankers yet. That's originally we talked about just doing tank.
Does anybody know why the tankers really kind of are tough to do?
You have to have a couple tankers around and drivers and
I'll talk about this a little bit. It's how do you backhaul a tanker? You can backhaul empty totes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How do you backhaul a tanker? The people that are moving stuff around the maple industry have a dry van, right? A regular semi-truck trailer. If I were to use a tanker, you're paying for it both ways, but what are you backhauling? Like there's no way to, it's just inefficient. The totes seem to be an easy way, for
You guys have a lot of oil in Ohio.
What's that?
You got a lot of oil
We need a pipeline.
in Ohio. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just do a pipeline. Maple syrup pipeline, the Wisconsin-Ohio pipeline. Yeah, forget tankers. We're just going to pump it. I've been told my whole life that bass is not good eating fish. That was clearly a story.
A couple that are done.
Oh, I see you got one cooked over here.
Yeah. Go ahead and take a bite.
Here we go.
It'll be hot.
And delicious.
It's not too
It's
spicy.
not going to melt your face.
That is not far off a walleye.
No. No, it's not. I'm shocked.
It's not even fishy like I thought it would be.
We've been lied to our whole life.
Yeah. Sorry.